Good morning, Messiah friends, as we continue in our series for God so loved the world, and as we're putting together our mobile and using our globes and finding out about different places where God was at work and how he showed his love for people. So in our Sunday school lesson today for our children, we take a look at 1 Kings 18 verses 16, which is where Elijah, the prophet of God, is one of the only prophets left, and shows the true God's power by taking on the false gods and the prophets of Baal. And they try to call on their God to burn a sacrifice and are unsuccessful. And Elijah prays to the one true God whom we serve, and in so doing, the sacrifice and the altar and the water and everything around it go up in flames, and people again recognize that God is the one true God. So he has a great display of power. And that's what we look at, how God is turning the hearts of his people back to himself in 1 Kings, and how he is at work amongst his people. Now, fast forward that to our gospel reading and worship today from Mark chapter 7, starting at verse 24, which says this. Jesus left that place and went to Tyre. He entered a house and did not want anyone to know it, that he could not keep his presence in secret. A woman, as soon as she heard about him, whose little daughter was possessed by an evil spirit, came and fell at his feet. The woman was a Greek, born in Syrian Phoenicia. She begged Jesus to drive the demon out of her daughter. First, let the children eat all they want, he told her, for it is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to their dogs. Yes, Lord, she replied, but even the dogs under the table eat the children's crumbs. Then he told her, for such a reply you may go. The demon has left your daughter. She went home and found her child lying on the bed and the demon gone. What a great thought of faith this woman had. She was of the same family line, the same family descendants as Queen Jezebel from 1 Kings, and that family line wasn't somebody that knew the one true God, wasn't somebody that was part of the family tree of Israel, Jesus' family tree that we talked about, and yet her faith was so strong in the one true God and what he was capable of doing that Jesus commended her, praised her for her faith and for coming in humility, and reiterated what we're learning, that God loved the world, that he sent Jesus for everyone, for his people, his family line, his descendants, as well as the people around the world, the Gentiles, the foreigners, the women, the people that were not as well known and respected. And in our teen lesson today, they are taking a look at the woman at the well, the Samaritan woman at the well, and the conversation that Jesus had with her. And so we're building this picture of how Jesus came for his family tree, for those descendants of Israel, and yet he also, in the midst of that, is caring for and showing that he came for others in the world too. And as we see their background and heritage, we're seeing that God cares about them too. And so today we see that for those in humility and come to him in faith, he gives them what they need, just as he gives us what we need, and we can be thankful for that. So feel free to take a look at our For God So Loved the World, or our other Lenten devotions this week, and also to check out www.messiahtampa.com/Sunday School and download the daily the devotions and bonus children's activity for this week, as they tie really well together with what we are talking about in worship. Have a great week.